Okay, everybody, I got a special chance to spend a few minutes with the brand new 2024 Nissan Z Nismo. This is a more track-focused, higher horsepower, more just tightened up version of the brand new for 2023 Nissan Z, and we're doing it right outside of Woodward Avenue, right around the Woodward Dream Cruise. And I am not alone. Next to the Z is Christian Spencer. He is an engineer. He's the engineering lead on this car, and he's here to help answer some questions. And my first one is, you guys legitimately got more power out of this. 20 more horsepower than the standard Z, and I believe 34 more pound-feet of torque.
That's right.
So how'd you guys manage that?
Sure, so we did two ways. One was independent ignition timing.
Okay.
And so each cylinder has its own dedicated igniter, basically, and control module, as opposed to the base car, which has just one to control all 6 cylinders.
Sure.
And then we also increased the boost pressure. We raised the turbocharger speed by 5,000 RPM.
Ah, okay, so 5,000 RPM more turbocharger speed, more boost,
Yep.
and you have more, you adjusted the ignition to add fuel to accept the more air that the boost provides.
So the way that works pretty simply is, instead, with just one ignition timer, you've got to cater to the whole engine with one control unit. If you can do each independent cylinder, you can then manage to extract more power out of it, because you're not limited by just one cylinder detonation timing. Essentially, you can go for each independent cylinder.
Very cool. Well, it looks cool, and more horsepower is always good. We're now at 420, 384 pound-feet of torque. I'd love to hear what it sounds like. Could you start it for me?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, sounds good. Is the exhaust tune any different on the Nismo compared to the standard Z?
Yes, it is. It's a Nismo specific exhaust. So it's got a little bit more flow, and it's a little bit louder as well.
Yeah, sounds nice, sounds raspy. I noticed when we pop the hood, we've got this really beefy strut tower brace right here. This car is actually 2.5% more torsionally rigid than a standard Z. Is this part of it?
This is absolutely part of it. So we did a lot of body structure tweaks that aren't really visible. We've got a front brace, we've got a rear brace, there's an underfloor triangulated brace as well.
And the rear brace, is this what we can see right here?
No, it's actually not that piece.
Okay.
It's in the farther aft in the body structure.
Oh, okay. So it's down low part of it.
Yeah, it's back in here. So basically, we did each end. We did the strut tower brace. We've got some more bracing in here.
Right.
There's a little bit of structure in the A-pillar as well.
Oh, added some muscle around the A-pillar.
That's right. There's
okay.
a little more structure there too.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And the reason to add structure was to just allow the suspension to do its work a little bit more efficiency, right?
That's right. When you stiffen everything up in the chassis, you also need to do the same thing in the body structure. It helps ride performance. It helps handling, especially. It helps turn-in response, and really it gives you a little bit more of an envelope to tune when you're doing a more aggressive chassis tune. Yeah,
and that's something that you guys changed. We have stiffer springs, a different shock tune that is going to lean more stiff, bigger anti-roll bars, and then obviously these ridiculously sticky looking tires here. These are Dunlop SP Sport Max GT600, I believe.
That's correct.
And these are, this is the same size wheel in front, but in back, this is actually a 10mm wider tire and a 1/2 inch wider wheel. And yet the wheels are lighter weight. Despite all that, these are forged instead of cast wheels.
That's
yeah?
right.
And then in back, I'm looking at 13.8 inch rotors. And those are 2-piston fixed calipers?
Yep, those are 2-piston in the back and 4-piston in the front.
And then these are 15-inch rotors for those 4-piston front calipers. So all of this goes in the same direction. This is all more serious, more track-worthy kind of directions. And it's all very cool to see. But we got to look inside the car, and there's just something we got to talk about. That's not a stick shift, Christian.
No, that's
a Prindle.
That's a 9-speed automatic.
Why do we have 9-speed automatic only for a car that just seems so serious about driving otherwise?
So we made this a track focused car, and part of that track focus was making this the fastest Z that we can put out. And the fastest Z in this case has an automatic transmission. So that's really what our focus was the track focus and the absolute speed. And so to guarantee that this is the fastest, like I said, we did an automatic transmission.
Yeah.
And we made a lot of tuning to that as well.
And that's where I remember reading that it's got a revised set of clutch packs. You guys did what you could to speed up shifts, especially down shifts.
That's right.
And then what we're looking at right here is this really nice Ricardo seat, this Nismo clad Ricardo seat, manually adjusting, which is lighter weight than a power seat. Everything about it is more serious. You have the nice red stripe here to indicate 12 o'clock on the steering wheel, a synthetic suede to help grip the wheel. Everything about it is more serious for a track car, but there's something about the engagement of a manual that you lose here. I mean, this isn't meant to be a track only car, is it?
It's not meant to be a track only car, but we wanted to guarantee track performance. And that was really how we could guarantee is that this is the fastest we could make this car by using the 9-speed automatic, revising the shifts, making downshifts faster, upshifts faster, as you said, increasing the capacity of the transmission as well. And in addition, we added a Sport Plus mode, which is basically a dedicated track mode.
I noticed the drive mode, so you're saying there's an additional drive mode above and beyond Sport.
That's correct.
And that just takes everything you were just talking about to the fastest shifts. Are the shock absorbers adjustable, or are they still passive dampers?
No, they're passive dampers.
So these are powertrain adjustments.
This is powertrain, steering.
Steering, okay.
Yeah, powertrain and steering are the basic adjustments that go along with the drive mode.
Now the other thing I remember reading about the Z was that it has a longer nose, and it does actually have downforce generating equipment on the bottom.
That's right. So you can actually see that here, especially here where there's been some
this little bit right here. Yeah,
there's been additional finessing there.
Yep.
Same thing through here.
The lower rocker down here.
That's right.
Yep.
This is subtle, but it does something, and then continuing on through here.
So this element here.
That's right. This angle has been changed.
Right here.
That's right. To basically to lower this area.
That's right.
and then the spoiler has been revised as well for a little bit more downforce.
So this spoiler, is it this lip right here? I mean, that's not quite a gurney flap, but it's kind of going in that direction.
That's right, and that's basically that's the shape we were going for. Is this is generating a little bit more downforce.
Now, do you happen to know, we know it's positive downforce, because sometimes when manufacturers say we're generating downforce, what they really mean is we're generating less lift. Does this create actual real downforce?
It creates a little bit of downforce depending on the speed, obviously.
Yes. Well, Christian, I have to tell you, I am a tiny bit bummed about the manual transmission, but I completely understand what the objectives and everything else about this car is truly exciting to see. Real horsepower gains, real genuine suspension tuning, real structure adjustment. This car could be quite exciting to drive.
And hopefully you change your mind about the transmission when you get a chance to drive it.
Hey, there's only one way to find out. Christian, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.